Good afternoon, children. Today's class we are still continuing on with the relationship between individual and society. So, in the last class we have discussed about what is the relation between individual and society. They are interdependent. Now, an example here. Just see Islam. That is the religion. Is the only ideology set of beliefs held by a particular group that provides a system with true balance between individual and community. That is what the history says, that it is only ideology or the set of beliefs. Ideology means set of beliefs held by a particular group that provides a system with a true balance between. There is a balance between the individual and the community. They are very much interlinked, very much connected to their community. Islam did not view the society as simply a grouping of individuals with no relationship or dependence between them. So, according to Islam's views, they did not view the society as simply a grouping of individuals. We think this society is just a group of individuals, but for them, it is no relationship or dependence between them. Nor did it view the society as a large in which the individual would be crushed, having no value. Like if it is a small, also it's a problem, just like a small grouping of individuals with no relationship or dependence, or a society if you consider as a large group in monolith, means large group in which the individuals would be crushed, having no value. So when you are in the big group, it looks as if you don't have any value there. You are a small spot there. Rather, Islam considers the society as a unit composed of individuals living within a specific social order. So they consider society as a group of individuals composed of individuals living with specific social order, linked to each other through specific thoughts. They are linked to each other through specific thoughts and ideas, emotions and sentiments. So they have these things connected. They are all interlinked. They are composed of a society within a specific social order. Maybe it looks like a little bit large, rigid, but they are linked to each other through specific thoughts, ideas, emotions, and sentiments. They have got their own values and thoughts which shape the culture, the values and behavior of the society, and from them will be derived the order that the society is bound by. So their particular community, their thoughts and ideas will shape their culture, their values, the behavior of the people also. Whatever you see is basically because of this connection. They are all interlinked and interdependent. Then from them will be derived the order that the society is bound by. The responsibility of the individual extends towards himself and his family as well as towards the nation as a whole. So there is a responsibility of the individual. It extends towards himself and his family as well as towards the nation as a whole. The relationship between individual and society can be viewed from three angles: functionalist, interactionist, and culture and personality. So the relationship between individual and society is viewed through three angles: functionalist, interactionist, culture and personality. It is how society affects the individual. According to functionalist, regard the individual as formed by society through the influence of such institutions such as family, school and workplace. These are all just examples. So functionalists consider the individual as formed by the society through the social institutions like family, school, workplace. So we are connected to each other. Early sociologists such as Herbert Spencer, Emily Durkheim, and even Karl Marx, who was not functionalist, examined society as existing part from the individual. So these sociologists, they are not functionalist. Herbert Spencer, Emily, and Karl Marx, they examine society as existing part from the individual. They consider society as a part from the individual. For Durkheim, society is reality. It is first in origin and importance to the individual. So, according to Emily Durkheim, he says society is a reality. From there, it is the first in origin and importance for the individual. So if we don't have a society, we don't, an individual cannot exist. How society is constructed, how an individual helps in building the society. For interactionists, it is through the interaction of the people that the society is formed. For interactionists, it is through the interaction of the people that the society is formed. The main champion of this approach was Max Weber. According to Max Weber, he is an interactionist, and it is through the interaction of the people that the society is formed. Social action theorist who said that society is built up out of interpretations of individuals. So main champion of this approach was by Max Weber. He is a social action theorist who said that society is built up out of the interpretations of individuals. So it was the individuals who interpreted that the society should have these type of norms and roles and rules and values, etc. Talcott Parsons believed that it is the structure of the society which determines, according to Talcott Parsons, believe that it is the structure of the society that determines the roles and norms, and the cultural system which determines the ultimate values of ends. So, according to Talcott Parsons, believe that it is the structure of the society which determines the rules, roles, and norms, and the cultural system which determines the ultimate values of ends. Values of ends. Now let's see the third angle, culture and personality view, how individual and society affect each other. Anthropologists have studied how society shapes or controls individuals, and how in turn individuals create and change society. So it is, according to anthropologists, they studied that society is shaping you, shaping the individual. Yes, because of the society's norms and rules, we are also controlled. Controls individuals, and how in turn individuals create and change. They individuals also create and change society. They are changing the society, like in the Indian society, or even they are very rigid before. Now things have changed. They have taken the norms and values of the Western countries or Western society. So the individuals are creating new values and norms, changing the society. It can be stated that the relationship between society and individual is not one-sided. It is not one-sided when you talk about the relation between society and individual. Both are essential for the comprehension of either. They are independent, and for each of others' existence, they should get connected each other. Both go hand in hand, especially each is essentially dependent on the other, and are interdependent on each other. So they are going hand in hand. Society and individual, they are interlinked. The relationship between society and individual is not one-sided. Society shapes and controls the individuals, and in turn, the individuals create and change the society. So they go hand in hand. Each is essentially dependent on other or interdependent to each other.